Hi, this is Ellie, and today we're talking about May 30th, 2025. We're going into the year 2025, which is predicted on the TILMA as a very difficult year as far as God has shown me on the TILMA. And it's towards the warning. After May 30th, 2025, we head towards the warning in 2026. Now, I got a message recently in adoration. I'm very hopeful. I was hoping that Trump is going to win. But in adoration, Jesus told me something that was very difficult and to digest. He said that he is against this nation and this country, and that he told me not to give up. So I think that we're going to have to pray to God for mercy. We're already beginning to see the Democrats, what they're doing down in Texas. Look at what's happening. Chuck Schumer and George Soros are paying off to get rid of Ted Cruz. We're seeing already voting fraud happening in Pennsylvania. So the message is Jesus is against this country. What he's saying is he's against this government that's in office right now. He's going to fight our battle. And I see on the TILMA 2026, and I see Trump. I don't understand what's going to happen. All I know is Trump is with 2026. And also I wanted to bring to your attention, also to remind you, Protestants, that Kim Clement saw great unity, and he saw such a joy among the people. It made him cry when he was talking about it in 2027. So we're heading towards a time of great difficulty. Now, he also saw famine in that year. So we're headed towards difficult times. The TILMA and Kim Clement both point to difficulties. Famine is coming, definitely. Natural disasters. And there will be lots of solar flares coming. According to science, scientists are saying that solar flares are going to increase in 25. And what I found is that when solar flares increase, the weather becomes more chaotic. I found that true. We had seen the aurora borealis twice here in Cleveland, and as soon as that happened, we had a horrific storm, a tornado that went 17 miles, and even a tornado that went down, an F1 that went down across the road from a mall, which is very unusual to get a tornado that goes 17 miles, and even the pathway goes directly in front of a major mall. So we're headed towards difficult times. Whoever gets in, God has to shake up America. America's not listening. Trafficking is the number one investment. We're the number one investors, this country, of child trafficking. Abortion is still rampant in the United States. And if Harris gets in, she wants to make it the law of the land all the way through, beyond the 9 months. And we'll have infanticide legalized. Do you know Russia was the first one that started infanticide? Well, infanticide's been around for ages, but Russia had allowed it in its country when it began abortion back in 1920. They had abortion as the law of the land in 1920 in Russia. We followed with Roe v. Wade, 1973. So see how Russia's errors are multiplying throughout the world. Infanticide, something Russia did. In fact, many of the mothers there would go, and if they didn't want the child, they take and register the child, and then they could kill it any way they wanted. Similarly, look in America what's happening. Infanticide is legalized in America now, and now will be the law of the land if Harris gets in. God has to intervene with the warning. The TILMA shows two very specific years, 2026 and 2066. 2026, I believe, is the warning, but I also believe it can come any time before 2038. That's another prophecy that the saints gave of a particular year, but 2026 is the year that the TILMA has, and 2066 is the year Antichrist arises to the Jews. It's a period of about 40 years between the warning and when Antichrist arises to the Jews first, according to the saints. And then the TILMA shows he rises to power in 2075. So we're heading towards serious times. The message I got in adoration, Jesus told me, I am against this country. And more specifically, I believe he's saying I'm against this government that's in power now. And he's going to come with his warning, I believe, in 26. And that's when I believe, according to the TILMA, 26 and Trump, there's an image I have of Trump on the TILMA with the year 26 next to him. It doesn't say 24, it says 26. So 25 and 26. I really believe that 25 is going to begin our ascent to the events. And it's not going to be just 1 year of events. It's going to be a period of time, of years of tribulation until Jesus returns. Jesus is not going to return until after the period of Antichrist. So we could be in the desert like the Israelites were for 40 years. And then we reach the time of Antichrist in 2066, and that will even go till 2075, according to the TILMA. So we have years of tribulation, not just months. So I just wanted to update you to let you know that my thoughts are that, and I want to be hopeful, but I'm praying, but a part of me, is not certain. I can't give you any election results right now. It's hopeful, but we have a track record. Look at 2020. Look at 2020, what happened. That hasn't been resolved. And so we're going into a different period now. Divine time, I call it. After May 30th, 2025, we go into divine time, which is the time in which God will begin his warning. And that will happen, I believe, in 2026. So whoever gets in, it'll be still going to be a lot of suffering. But if Harris gets in, it's going to be major suffering. So keep praying. God bless.